This webinar will cover the changes to the ACC45 screens. The existing ACC45 form has been updated to include new functionality. Under the main tab here, you will see that you can now add a maximum of 10 diagnoses in each ACC45 form, rather than previously it was only 3. The time of the accident is no longer mandatory and is now optional. In the Work and Referral tab here, the following changes have been made. The employer's name and details are only mandatory if the patient's employment type on the form is an employee. For all other employment types, this section is optional. The previously named employment type of shareholder employee has been renamed to company owner or part owner. ACC also requests that the employer's country and postcode details are added, but at this stage these details are optional. In the work capacity section, there are additional tick boxes regarding the patient's ability to work, with the fields to specify the unfit for and from and to fields. This section is greyed out if the able to continue normal hours of work section tick box is selected. If the employment type is company owner or part owner, this entire screen here is greyed out. Error messages will be displayed if information is entered incorrectly or is missing. ACC does not allow any period of more than 14 days to be given off work or on alternative duties. There is now also a new physical restrictions section in the Work and Referral tab. So if we make this patient an employee and untick this box here, you can now select the physical restrictions from this section here. Please note, there are no changes to the referral information section of the ACC45 form. As well as the ACC45 form, ACC require additional patient-related information to be submitted. This information is in relation to the patient demographics contained in the Patient Register F3 screen. For a full list of what is required and whether it's mandatory or optional, please refer to the full release notes. Please also note that the provider's address details will come from the associated location setup in Location Settings. If any mandatory information is missing, a single warning prompt will be displayed to avoid the form being rejected by ACC. The prompt will provide the information about exactly what is missing. We will now talk about submitting the ACC45. The ACC45 form is a one-time submission, hence should not be edited and submitted multiple times. Therefore, once the ACC45 is submitted and accepted, where the status is receipted, it will be uneditable. However, if the form is rejected, parked, or yet to be submitted, you will be able to edit it. Prior to this upgrade, you were able to change a diagnosis after the successful submission to ACC. This has now been prevented. So if you require a change of diagnosis after you've successfully submitted an ACC45 form, you will need to complete an ACC18 form instead. We will now talk about processing the ACC45 forms and submitting them to ACC. Under the Claims ribbon menu, you will see the icon here, Electronic Forms ACC45. This existing icon will be used to submit the ACC45 claim. The differences now are that the Settings tab has been removed, as well as the Acknowledge and ACC Web buttons, as these are no longer required. You can still select to send all completed forms or choose selected claims for lodgement. We will now talk about viewing the status of ACC45 claims submitted. So for this, we go into the patient's accidents, and you will see the claim status screen. Under the ACC45 tab here, for each ACC45 claim file processed by the ACC eGateway, a response message is received. This will indicate whether it has been receipted or failed on submission, and the statuses will be displayed under the claim status. If the ACC45 form has failed, the reason and error message, for example this one here, will be displayed under the Error Details section. To view this, you need to ensure that the Auto Preview button is turned on. The statuses uploading and loaded have been removed from the filter screen, as these are no longer required. And finally, if you have any older ACC45 forms that are yet to be submitted or have been rejected, they will be compatible with the new ACC45 data elements. It can be resubmitted with all the mandatory fields auto-populating. Thank you.